Wait, no, wrong.
Meow, meow.
Are we 29?
20. Is it 29? This says 27. I didn't
All right,
check.
let's
though.
start over. I produce podcasts for a living. And one of my other favorite podcasts that I produce is at 29, although my sole focus in life is to pass them up.
We're getting close now. Like, I know they overtook us.
We're going to have to make a bunch of podcasts in the next couple weeks.
Oh,
because
right.
They have it's podcast season for them.
Yeah, totally.
So anyway, welcome to 500 Cats. It's a podcast about raising cats, breeding cats,
Herding cats.
By cats, for cats, about cats.
Sorry, speaking of cats and herding cats, I apologize, but I need 2 seconds. I'm on the phone with.
Hold, please.
And this is why we get passed by other.
Let's start over.
And
This is 27.2.
So, and I never know because we just had to restart recording. But then a lot of times, and I rarely am the editor of this podcast, but Marcus, who mainly edits it, a lot of times puts the outtakes in. And then later I'm like, I wouldn't have said that if I thought that was going to be in there. So if everything we were just talking about, Android digital signage, is in the podcast, we're going to move on to our second subject. If not, welcome to 500 Cats.
I like the outtakes in the podcast. I think it makes it funnier.
I think the Android is an interesting topic. Is it? So now it's built in, so we don't need like the Mac Mini in the back. It's just the computer's built into the TV.
Okay, this wasn't going to be part of the podcast today, but
now.
let me just give you the full lowdown.
Well, I'm curious. I'm genuinely
Well, let me
curious.
just go back to the beginning and preface this with, in my 20-some years in business, it's 25 years, actually. 1998 is when we started. This has been the worst, least successful project I've ever been a part of. And let me retract the word worst. It has not been the worst because the customer has been understanding and the staff, no one on our team made any glaring mistakes. It's a bunch of little mistakes that got compounded by gross incompetence from Dell, the computer manufacturer out of Dallas.
Incompetence.
And and we could dedicate the whole podcast to this, but we're not because it would be boring. But imagine this. Over 100 documented pieces of communication in a ticket to have Dell say, we're not sure what this is regarding when the ticket number was in the subject line. And to this day, it's unresolved. And what it was a piece of digital signage that we created, and the hardware never worked from the beginning.
Yep.
And so then our software development was wasted on broken hardware. And now we're porting the whole app over from running on Mac to Android because we're out of options.
Yeah.
And we could keep it on Mac, but our developer Lane was like, I would rather this be an all-in-one, just gigantic Android digital signage piece. And the co-software developer really built their stuff for Android in the first place. Yeah. And this is a piece of digital signage where people can come and push on a button on a giant TV and order things or see videos, welcome to the event and blah, blah, blah. And it worked perfectly here in our office. It broke before it got to the first event, and Dell hasn't been able to warranty replace the TV since then. And that was in, we bought it in February. It shipped in March. And yes, it was debuted in April and basically didn't work out of the box. And that was embarrassing, but you take some, you lose some. And then it hasn't worked since because, bless Dell's heart, they did ship us another TV, but it came broken. And the box, we were like, should we even open this? Because the box looks like it fell out of the truck on the interstate. And they're like, yeah, open it. And then later they were like, well, you guys opened it.
Yeah.
And we had it all in writing. But Dell Computers of America, I will never forgive you for this.
They suck so much. I'll never buy a Dell product if I can avoid it, ever.
It would be, things happen. Like we make mistakes. But we talk to 50 different people, 200 or 300 emails, 250 hours. And so finally, we're just going to eat the $5,000 TV, which, Should I have done that 8 months ago? Yes, but I didn't. So we're just going to eat the TV and try to port our app over onto Android like overnight.
Yeah.
Great idea. I'm sure this is going to go well.
But the Android is all one machine. Like before.
It's like a giant tablet the size of a
Sick.
refrigerator.
Cool.
Yeah, it should be cool.
Okay.
But it's taken us 3 days to confirm that we can get it shipped to the exact location. So I'm sure it's just going to, this saga will not end with this. But anyway, 500 Cats.
Back to the cat chat.
A podcast about, and that's what we started recording, and then Mel came in and said the manufacturer is going to have this thing ready and delivered in a week, and they wanted to finalize the specs. So I hope you don't put that into the podcast. But if you do, now you know what we were talking about. It's been a unique couple weeks. So I think I saw first on our list, to gripe about the same old things.
Oh my God.
Autoresponders.
It's getting worse. I feel like people heard our podcast and were like, oh, you thought it was bad? Watch this.
It's insane these days that you trade messages, and I'm doing more business with text messages. As much as these guys work with me, they know that I'm like, that's the cardinal sin in business, is to ever do anything in a text message that could be done in email. I stand by it, but when the director at the corporation that you work for texts you, and it's not really appropriate to email them back.
Yeah.
They texted you because they want an answer right then.
Yeah.
I don't even remember where I was going. So you text back and forth, and then they're like, can you give us final pricing? Can you confirm you can do this? Can you have all the assets on the ground? And you send an email to 10 people, and you get 10 autoresponders that are like, we're out of the office. And 5 of them are like, we're out of the office last month.
Yep. Dude, the last month ones blow my mind.
It's unacceptable.
What are we doing here?
The record is last year,
No.
to be clear. Yeah, it's a friend of ours.
Oh, wow.
It's somebody we definitely call a friend, and theirs was like, this was, I'll give you some hints. Just from the autoresponder, they were like, I'm at the Ironman World Championships in Kailua Kona, and this was in August.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I do wonder, maybe they're listening to our podcast and they just hit reply and made it. And that's what I'm going to start
That would
doing.
be funny.
Is sending fake autoresponders.
I think we should set autoresponders, but they're like 2022 or 2020. Sorry, we're working remotely due to the COVID outbreak.
I could figure it out, but I don't even know how to set that up because I never have.
Yeah.
Well, just hit reply and change the subject to like autoresponder, and then change the first line to like, I hope this email finds you well. However,
I'm currently.
I've had to step out to let Chicky out.
Speaking of email etiquette, I saw the best post in the world. It was like, stop saying to whom it may concern. That's boring. It's not exciting. Nobody wants to hear it. Start saying to whom it's about to concern.
I like that. And then that would go to the second thing of email etiquette, and then we'll move on to cat care, is if you don't respond to my email, that's fine. You don't owe me anything. But you still want me to care about your deadline. You still want me to care about how important something is to you. And we're all busy. And I get that's where the autoresponder comes in.
Right.
Is that you're like, we're really busy. I got an email this morning that made me super happy because I was worried about sending this person an email. Because I know they're in Europe on a site visit traveling.
Yeah.
And so I knew it would be hard to get a response. And they just said, hey, I'm traveling 50,000 feet. Here's what I think we're going to do. And it gave me enough information to move forward. So at a minimum, I know they care.
Yeah.
Because it did concern them.
Yeah.
Well, it's frustrating. I am, again, like you said, I'm not going to name names, but I've sent multiple emails asking for a specific person to respond, never get a response, and then we get an email asking us a question
that we can't answer because we don't know.
We're missing pertinent information to our job.
Here it is. Do you guys want us to bring lighting? And then no response. And then later they're like, hey, remind me how much power the lighting's going to take.
Yes, that's perfect. That's exactly right.
But they've removed everyone off copy that needs to be on copy.
Yeah, that is also.
Okay,
It's
on to
unbelievable.
greener
Okay,
pastures.
so
Before we move forward, if you want to know the names, we'll link them in the description below.
and their email addresses.
And as we move forward with an event we did,
Wait, don't let your cats drink milk. It's actually not good for their digestion. Okay, now go ahead.
really?
Yeah, you're not supposed to let cats drink milk.
What?
I mean,
Legitimately.
that's what you give a cat is a bowl of milk.
Yeah, no,
But lasagna's
it's
okay?
not good. Legitimately though, you're not supposed. Just cat facts.
Cat fact.
500 cats. All right, sorry.
Let's talk about last Catterday.
Last Catterday,
Last
baby.
Catterday was a good. It was a good Catterday.
It
And
was.
to circle back in on email, text messages, etiquette, out of office supply replies, blah, 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 being available. One company that doesn't have that problem is Gravel Worlds.
100%.
They're the best.
They have such a cool attitude. They definitely let us run a little freer than they should.
True.
We behaved ourselves though.
No, we always behave ourselves for the most part, but some supervision is usually better than no supervision. And in their case, I wouldn't say it's no supervision, but what a cool event. You guys made me jealous. I was here in the studio and Marcus and Ryan and Dylan and Lane and Jared and Gerard and Mike with a Y
And John Michelle.
and John Michelle. I
Yep.
can't believe I forgot John Michelle. Again, we're all on site. And me and Mel and Ryan High were in the studio. So it was pretty much the whole company was at work.
Yeah.
And it's a bike race in Nebraska.
150 miles.
Hard, 150 miles.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think,
Nebraska's not flat.
it's just rolling
It's not
hills.
flat.
It's always uphill or downhill. But super cool event.
Yeah.
Hundreds of bike vendors. And so if you like bikes and you go to an expo and it's just bikes, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's the
100%.
coolest. It's like it reminds me of Sea Otter on a smaller scale, where like the who's who show
Which
up.
is the coolest bike event of all time
Of all
ever
time, yeah.
anywhere in the world.
And
by
I,
a
do,
lot.
and I do think Gravel Worlds has the opportunity. They have the space, they have the venue that they could potentially become that big one day. And I think it's growing exponentially.
Yeah.
And I think they have the support of ownership,
Correct.
and I think it goes past the race directors up into the stakeholders and stuff like that. All feel the same way about cycling.
Yeah.
And cycling's kicking off, but it was awesome. Mistakes were made 2 times in a row, but this one they were a little bit different.
We didn't kill anyone.
No, and we didn't crash anybody or anything like that. We didn't go do a full course tour
Yep.
because it's Nebraska.
Right.
It's all the same.
We did it last year.
It did it last year.
It's a different course, but it's the same.
90% different, 95% different course, but it's the same stuff.
Yeah.
And that was a huge mistake. And what exposed our mistake was significant amount of rain in a short period of time the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And some roads stayed compact and like sandy, and other ones turned into like clay.
Yes.
Peanut butter mud is what they called it.
And it was one of the most exciting things I've broadcast where
Yeah.
a peloton of,
6.
super,
I mean, I think the men was like 20.
yeah.
It was so many people climbing that hill.
And they're all hopped up on gels and,
Yeah.
and
Mountain
caffeine
Dew.
drinks.
And it's 20 miles into the race. So
Yeah.
everyone's still got the butterflies going.
And all of a sudden riding a bike isn't an option.
It's some of the best footage I've ever seen in a bike race.
And our camera people caught it. The photographer caught it. Like we
Yeah.
kind of were in a good position. But we saw what happened and we didn't go down that road. So we obviously lost the race for a little bit, but we showed some of the coolest carnage
Yeah.
ever. And then we sent our chase camera around to find the leaders, and they did fairly quickly. So that was good. And then our lead camera turned into a chase camera, but then we knew what was going to happen for the women.
Yeah.
And the same thing, a pack of like 10 hit, And some people, it cost them their race, and other people went off into the sticks and kind of rode through the corn.
Yeah.
And came out and never got caught again for the rest of the day, which made for a boring race in that sense after that. But what a cool day.
Cool day. It was wild. We went back and rewatched just the section because I only kind of got to see it. I was out on course. And I went back and rewatched the section with the men. And it was so awesome because once people realize what's happening, everyone bails off to the ditch and is running up the grass. Some people get on their bike and try to ride up the grass. And then a couple people come in late after the peloton's already hit and they're halfway up the hill and they sent it. Full send. I don't know who this guy was. He was like, I am not getting off this bike or off this dirt, and went as hard as he could and caught the leaders up top before he finally like slipped off and had to get off on the ditch and run.
And then his bike was ruined.
Oh, his bike was I never saw that guy again all day.
And that was what was interesting is the people that didn't go in the mud. And these bikes they're gravel bikes. They're made to race.
Yeah.
So that's a negative. But they're made to handle some dirt and dust, but they're not made to handle clay like mud.
Yeah.
And so some of the people that we saw went into the mud, tried to ride it, jammed up their bike, and finished 25th.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
That were contenders.
Yes.
And then other people that maybe went in a little more tender and said, I'm going to clip out and walk up the side, which it would be frowned upon in some races.
Right.
Ended up in the top 5.
Yeah.
Because their bikes ran well all day. So what a cool day.
Very cool.
Here's a note for next year. Starlink doesn't work at all in Nebraska, apparently. And that was another learning lesson. Like it just didn't provide any additional whatever it does, I guess, supply internet to the pack to send video.
Yeah.
It just didn't, like we turned a couple of them off and had similar results. It was really weird.
That is weird.
We thought we were learning that when there's lots of corners and turns, the Starlink can't stay connected to the satellites. But there weren't really any corners or turns. It was ride a couple miles this way, then turn, then ride a few more miles this way, then turn.
Yeah.
Unlike most of the other cycling events that are turn, 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 turn. And they didn't really provide any help. It didn't show up on the broadcast as much as it was just chaos here in the studio.
I wonder how much of that is when there is cell coverage. Because like Leadville, it was a silver bullet because there's so much spots without cell coverage. But I wonder if Nebraska, I don't know why that would be. You would think it would be even better because it's clearer views.
I want to learn. Like I felt like we had this figured out, and we're a long ways away from having it figured out. But with that, I would say the broadcast was excellent. Rave reviews.
Yes.
And then I'm sure you guys have some things to add to the broadcast. But one of the most unique things, and we've talked about this all year, is comments.
Yes.
You know,
that's the one thing I wanted to add.
I could do this better with my iPhone. We didn't get those comments at Gravel Worlds. People were like, and they're not comments to us. To be clear, the comments are to our customers.
We take them personal.
But we take them personal.
But they're not direct. They don't know it's us. I mean,
if they do,
very few people know who's the broadcast company. But I think it comes down to the customer.
And if you want to trash us, just at the end of you saying you're the worst person in the world, add at BCC_live.
Yeah. It's pretty easy. Just tag us.
We'll get back to you.
We will absolutely get back to you.
But I think the comments are related to the customer. Like, why is Ironman and Lifetime's comments so negative, but Gravel World's not?
Yeah, and
it's
I agree.
Similar broadcast, especially Lifetime.
It's the same broadcast.
Gravel Worlds. I mean, there's not a whole lot we do different. And then they're negative on Lifetimes, but not on Gravel Worlds. It's like,
it's the same broadcast. And to be fair, the Ironman broadcast is the same broadcast too. Yeah. And people are, I don't think it's like a reflection of the brand. I think it's a reflection of the size of the brand.
Yeah, that's what I'm alluding. Like that's what I was trying to. I couldn't put into words. It's just weird.
And I think we used to put this 10K on, and hopefully we will again. That crossed the bridge. The Skyway Bridge in Florida. We closed down an interstate and we crossed the Skyway Bridge. Do you think people were pissed?
Oh, yeah.
Did they comment?
No,
because it was a charity run for the family of armed forces, so it was impervious.
Good luck complaining about that.
A negative comment just got ravaged by the general public, and so I think it might be the same with Gravel Worlds, that you wouldn't be ravaged, but everybody loves Jason, Sophia, the whole team.
Brain, and it's super grassroots still. It's probably the most grassroots event we work, and it's still pretty big.
And so I think it wouldn't go over well to trash them and their broadcast, because it is one of the smaller organizations we broadcast for. That we typically broadcast for bigger corporations and things like that. And this is a grassroots, like you said, and they did it first. They were the first people to broadcast gravel with us.
Yeah, we have a lot to thank. I mean, can you imagine that was just 1 year ago in the gravel space?
Crazy.
And we've done 5 different kinds of bike races since then.
Giant bike races. So.
Speaking of those comments, there was one. I was trying to find the exact comment, but it's the same one we get every time, and I love it. It's my favorite comment to see.
I bet I can guess.
I can guess too.
Like IRONMAN or Lifetime should learn something from this.
That's the one. It was Lifetime.
This
is so much better than Lifetime.
I wish people like that. And we have a podcast, and we know, so our 32 listeners.
Well, I wonder if those comments, I mean, because the footage isn't any different. It's us with gimbals on the back of motos, but is it the commentary? They're completely different commentators at Gravel Worlds. Are people upset? What are they not? What are they seeing that's different? That's the only thing that's really
they're not seeing anything different. Their perspective is different. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But to be clear, they're not. They're the same commentators. I'm giving a secret away. It's the same 2 commentators that are going to be here this weekend for Ironman 70.3 Zell MC.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's the Ironman commentators who did a great job.
Yeah. And then, of course, we had Yuri and Amanda in the field.
And they did a great job.
Crushed it.
I mean, I don't want to leave anybody out.
No,
we did a
of course.
recap call yesterday, and it just felt so cool to hear everybody coming up with these ideas on how to improve the course, how to improve the broadcast, and here was one of the popular themes in the broadcast recap call: how to improve the athlete experience for the regular guy.
Yeah.
And how many of your broadcast calls would somebody be like, sorry, this is about broadcast, it's not about the regular guy? And that call was like, will this affect the regular guy? Will this affect, like, how was we rode through lap traffic, what we call lap traffic, but it's because they did a different distance. And how was the athlete experience when we rolled through lap traffic? And it was pretty good.
Yeah.
The age groupers stayed to the right. The pros went over to the left to pass, as they should. And it was pretty good, but they care about that.
Yeah, they do.
Which is
it's
cool.
the most important thing to them.
Yeah. It's the most important thing in every event. It's just that not every event I've ever worked at knows that.
Right. Well, it's the broadcast so often is so separated from the event. This broadcast is the event. Like it's part of the same people who are putting on and care about the 99% are the ones also invested in the broadcast. So they understand how important both things are and want to make sure no one has a bad experience.
Someday I want to do an age group broadcast. If you're out there, we'll give you the best deal in the world, and we'll just cover
all of
5 or 6 featured athletes for the whole day. And if you did it at Ironman, it would be a 17-hour broadcast.
Remember when we broadcast the end of Ironman Arizona?
It was awesome.
It was awesome. And we had the jib at the end of the finish shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That was one of the funnest days ever.
Chris Nikic and Kona.
Yeah.
For the last 2 miles. That was sweet.
But we don't do a lot of age group broadcasts in those 2 examples you just brought up. The Chris Nikic thing got 250,000 views that night.
It was insane.
That's crazy.
I'm out there on an electric skateboard.
So sick.
We do whole broadcasts of whole events that are smash hits that don't get 250,000 views. Yeah. And that got 250,000 views in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Sweet. Anyway, Gravel Worlds was awesome. The whole team, Piedmontese Beef, Good Life Health, all these people that
Slow Twitch
have supported us. And that's the other thing. They took a chance on us a year ago.
Yeah.
And we could have effed it up, and we knew we wouldn't F it up, but they took a chance on us.
Big time.
And what a cool event. The biggest problem with, I'm going to point out like 4 events, is the problem with Sea Otter the problem with Unbound, Leadville, and Gravel Worlds is that I have to work on those weekends.
I completely agree.
I want to go play.
I think Unbound and Leadville sound like the upper limit of what I could do. But as we learned from IRONMAN, with a year of dedication, you can do it.
Yeah.
But Gravel Worlds, I do think, like, they have these different distances, and so does Unbound, to be fair.
Right. Sure.
I could do like the 75 or something like that, but
I'd
I have to
love
work.
to do the 75.
Dylan and I were talking about that it would be like quite enjoyable to do the 75.
We were also talking about
The 300.
the 300. It's like, I kind of want to do that just for the experience. You start at night and just go overnight. It's crazy.
And apparently, like,
But
the farmers and stuff out there, like, the sun's coming up. They're like, what are you doing? Like, come in for breakfast.
Yeah, like they were telling stories about people getting invited in for like dinner or breakfast by the locals and stuff. Like, how cool is that?
It'd be an experience
It
for
would
sure.
And I've heard that about Unbound too. Our friend Matt Lieto told us a story about he had like a mechanical and a farmer wouldn't leave him. Like, wanted to make sure he was fixed before he moved on a really muddy year. So
That's
That's
awesome.
cool, yeah. Going back to what you're saying where Starlink didn't work, how about the new news from Starlink?
yeah,
Potential
they're
gigabyte.
going to offer gigabit service next year.
Ooh.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's not an upgrade to hardware. It's just an upgrade to...
My only thing is, we don't need more speed. We need more consistent connection, which is something else they're working on.
Sure, but imagine the speed at, like, the finish line, and now it's a remote edit.
I mean, no, you're not wrong. Like
that,
if we had gig speed,
200
on a Starlink would
up.
be
Imagine just
awesome.
50 upload. You could get all that stuff bounced up to the cloud, and Tom could start editing it.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think it's the remote edit where our edits take days, and if you can get that back to the studio to a team, they can do it faster than one guy in his hotel room with a laptop and some hard drives.
Yeah.
Which I think that's where it would benefit us. Not you're right. We don't need anything faster. It's
Right.
plenty fast for broadcasting, but now if it could stay connected, facing any direction,
Yes.
all
As
day.
it spins.
I mean,
Or we build that gyro
I know.
on top that just kind of always keeps it pointed north no matter which direction you go.
And we are about to upgrade to some of the performance dishes, but they won't go out on motos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're for helicopters and they're for stationary.
Yeah.
And we're about to do a remote studio. I went on a site visit a week ago in California and looked at an event that's the most remote event we maybe have ever done. Like, it's way more remote than Leadville. And it's just in the sticks of California. So that should be interesting to see if we can get one of those performance dishes and what we can do with that. Well, anyway, there's not enough good stuff that we could say about Gravel Worlds. It's been amazing. And then Marcus came home from Gravel Worlds, and then he has rewired our studio.
Yeah.
So if you want to put your bets
Blindly.
on issues, they will be this weekend
It will be.
at IRONMAN 70.3 Zell MC.
Yeah. It was fun rewiring it, I'll be honest. Nerve-wracking because there's so much and you're just like trying to keep track of it. I have multiple lists and spreadsheets open. I have photos and I'm cross-referencing things, and then something's not listed and I go talk to you and I'm like, hey, where does this one go? I don't think there's anything. And you're like, I'm pretty sure it was here. I was like, crap, you're right. It was there. Okay, I can get this.
And you documenting it's going to go a long ways because, like you said, we all, you, me, and Dylan specifically, contain a lot of institutional knowledge in our head
Yeah.
that slip through documentation. Like, we threw a piece of hardware in an emergency and then we never changed it out.
Yeah.
And then it became a mission critical piece of hardware. And then we're like, what does this thing even do?
Yeah. 100%.
So-
But now we have more inputs and output, double the amount of inputs and outputs. So now if we have to add new hardware, we have the ability to add it in line rather than
And last November, we increased our capacity from basically 10 inputs and outputs, or 12,
yeah.
to 40.
We basically went 12 to 22.
So we added 10.
Uh-huh. And then we added a 40 by 40, but still continued using the 10, then added the 12 back in. And now we have
And then we just added 80 by 80 in.
and a 10.
Should we have just gotten like the 200 by 200?
Probably.
It does go 160 by 160, right?
Yeah, I think there's
So
one
there
more.
is, and yeah, good point. We probably should have, but this shit ain't free.
No, it's not.
So anyway, Dell AMC's this weekend. Ryan High is in. That's in Austria, in case you wanted to know. And their race starts at like 10 a.m. Which
Oh, really?
It kind of burns me up because our races start at like 6 a.m. and 5 a.m. and, well, maybe not 5 a.m., but
7.
yeah, early. And 10 a.m., you don't set an alarm on race day.
I
for
know.
that.
I was like, that's kind of sweet.
It looks messed up beautiful, though.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zell MC Austria. We had the World Championships there 10 years ago or something like that.
Nice.
And we've broadcast it several times, so we're a little bit familiar with it. But one of the most beautiful venues, so if you get a chance, this is where we're going, 10 a.m. there is 2 a.m. here.
Yeah.
Is when it starts. And so then you have to be here at midnight. And now it's like, do I stay up late or do I go to bed early?
Yeah. I am probably going to Uber here.
Oh, because the kegerator, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Marcus,
I'm not working, but I want to be here since I rewired it. I want to be present in case something happens, but it's midnight when we start firing everything on.
yeah, and so Marcus isn't on the schedule, but he's worried, and this is what makes somebody, they care about their job, is that he's worried that if something was miswired, I might try to fix it.
Well, to be fair, so the thing that you just said we jammed in and it became permanent is because when I rewired something else got unplugged unintentionally. Like it was just, it's kind of a rat's nest back there. And whenever I was pulling something, that got unplugged. And so you had to like rewire everything. And so, yeah, partly I don't want you to touch what I've done. It's beautiful back there. But the other part is I want you to have to in case I accidentally yanked something out because that I couldn't see.
Yeah, exciting.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll join. Probably not.
We can share an Uber.
It's a bad time. I like the 70.3s that start at 10 a.m. You're home before the sun comes up. So these take place in Europe, but we're in Boulder. So they're overnight broadcasts. And if I get home before the sun comes up, it's just like I went out hard the night before.
Yeah.
But if I get home after the sun comes up, like you look at your watch and it says like 1 hour of sleep.
It basically ruins like 3 days
Yeah.
when you get up in after the sun.
And then I have to work that next day too. I wish we were a bigger company and this is where I would have people. But what we do is we make a cut down for broadcast. So then you have to edit down the show. And really the person that has to do it is the person that directed it, in my opinion. Because you know every little thing that went well or didn't go well.
A great idea.
Have AI do it?
I have a better idea.
Let's hear it.
All right, I'm going to show up at midnight, start boozing, stay, watch the race as a spectator, booze the whole night, and then I'll edit it.
I'm not going to say no to this. So
boozed up at 9 a.m. just editing.
And to be clear, for any of our clients that may still listen to the show, we have a kegerator in our office, but we have very strict rules about working and drinking because otherwise that was the deal
100%.
with our exalted overseer to get a keg was to follow strict rules.
Yep.
And there is a non-alcoholic option.
Which we need to reinstall the new root beer.
Yeah, we did get the new root beer. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and root beer on tap is good, but it's
so
very
awesome.
sugary.
It is.
So sweet.
I have to mix mine with ice. I don't water it down. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
I let the ice.
I pour it over
Yeah.
ice.
I add Jack to mine.
And too much to talk about. We have the World Championships in Nice coming up. We're taking on some gigantic new projects. Some of them are in our wheelhouse. Some of them definitely are not in our wheelhouse, but we're not good. And I don't think it's just me, because I do think I ask you guys, do you want to do this job that's not possible to be done?
Yeah.
And you guys usually say yes. And I feel like very seldom when you guys say no, do I say, well, we're doing it anyway. But we're taking
Seldom
on.
do we say no?
That's
We're
our
foolish.
is our Achilles heel.
Yeah.
Is we don't say no.
we
So
don't look at
big
the
stuff in
calendar.
Nice that we're going to be adding a lot of cameras to our inventory. I think it'd probably be appropriate to succeed or fail at that job before we talk about it. But
I would agree.
Cool stuff. And then a gigantic broadcast and a whole team of people going over to France for a week.
I'll be in Nice. I'm excited. I haven't been.
I don't like traveling, so I don't like the idea of flying to Nice personally. But and I'll be going. Me and Ryan are going to be going to Wisconsin the week before that, and I'm surprisingly not disappointed that I'm going. And it's me and Marcus's birthday. It'll be a bummer not to have Marcus there because
I've been there every year since I started here.
That's where the Ironman Coeur d'Alene saga started on my birthday.
On your birthday. Me, you, and Ed.
And we texted somebody whose name will not be used, and we asked for comp slots to Coeur d'Alene. New, not in the department.
Yeah, not in the department is the funny part.
And we said, if you give us comps to Ironman Coeur d'Alene, we'll do it. And then we said, if she gets back and says, yes, we're doing a full Ironman. And if she gets back and says, no, we're off the hook. And it was that night.
It was like 10 minutes later. She responded faster than anyone has ever responded. She's like, done.
And I want to throw her name out.
Okay.
Because she means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Cody Siebel.
Correct.
But she was brand new.
She was very new at the time.
You're praying on her.
And he literally was like, okay, because we were bullying him, me and Ed were. And he was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. But I'm gonna text and see if I can get a free entry. No one can remind her. And this is the only person I'm going to text, and we'll see what happens. And so he texts Cody, and literally it was like less than 10 minutes. She texts back and is like, done. And then I don't know, maybe the next week we all got the registration, or you got.
And then remember this, she was the marketing person for Ironman Wisconsin that year. Mm-hmm. She was going through like a family emergency or a sickness. She had to leave the event, and we didn't know. We thought she was still on the ground.
Yes.
And she was going through something traumatic, and I can't remember what it was, but she had to leave the event and still got back in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was one of the good ones.
Definitely.
For sure. So I doubt she listens to our podcast.
I doubt it too.
But I will send it to her.
Perfect.
And to put it in context, we're thinking about all the people like on the ground there.
Yes.
So we weren't taking into consideration. Anyway.
Yeah. He wasn't going to text the CEO, and
No, that was the thing. It was.
You intentionally tried to text someone that you weren't sure could get free.
Yeah.
But we were trying to decide between her and Messick.
Oh, that's right. CEO You're absolutely right.
Some of the things. Because,
that was a good night.
Yeah, and also what came that night was some hotel skateboarding. And we didn't get kicked out of the hotel, but they did sit us down for a chat the next day. The most professional... The Garden Inn in Madison, Wisconsin is one of the best hotels in the world.
That's the funniest story ever, because you walk out of the elevator with your skateboard in your hand, and you walk by the front desk, and they were like, excuse me, sir, you're not allowed to ride your skateboards in the hallway. And you go, I don't think that was me, but I'll talk to my guys.
It was Eddie.
It was also Eddie.
It was both of you.
So, and then Ryan goes, enough of Ironman Wisconsin. It's our birthday, but you won't be there, so I'll probably just stay in that night.
It's the night of the 70.3.
It's the 70.3 night.
I doubt I'll go to the Great Dane.
I gave them a goal to see if they could get you out on
we'll
your
have
birthday.
a beer, but I don't know if I can get all.
Oh, super
party.
hard to get me out on my birthday in Wisconsin. What a challenge.
The night before the full.
I've done it before.
It's just not fun.
I mean, as long as we're talking about Wisconsin, can I tell you, and I hope I haven't told this story, but a person that took a shine to me in Ironman triathlon was Dave Orlowski. And he was one of the original Ironmans. So in 1978, I think he finished third.
Yes.
And he's one of the original Ironmans. And for some reason, this guy just liked me. And I liked him.
Yeah.
And I was in Wisconsin, and we were cracking rocks at the finish line at like 6 p.m. trying to get set up so we could go home and go to bed. And he called me and he said, hey, the CU Buffs and Nebraska Cornhuskers are about to go into overtime, and I have a seat for you here at the bar. And I was like, I can't. I got to keep working. He's like, it's CU and Nebraska, and everybody in Wisconsin hates Nebraska. So I was like, I'm on my way. And the team called it a night, and we went over, and he had seats for us at the bar. He had beers loaded up, and the Buffs in Nebraska went into overtime, and the Buffs won.
Sick.
Awesome.
Man, he was a good dude.
Yeah.
He always said, if you ever do an Ironman, I'll do it with you. And it was a bummer because he died of cancer. And that was part of our reason behind doing Ironman, is telling that story in Nebraska or in Wisconsin and then saying, hey, we should do it. And then we won't talk all day about that. But then Luis Alvarez took his spot on the team.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
It was really cool because Luis is a legend.
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
So then Ryan goes from Madison straight to the Schwamigan Mountain Bike Festival, which is going to be cool because our goal in life was to do video at mountain bike races.
Yeah.
Bingo. So I wish I could be there. I have to come home. That's Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we also have an event in Michigan that weekend too. So it's a busy weekend, but Schwamigan should be super cool.
Yep. And then head over to Maryland for the middle of September.
Yeah. Ironman Maryland, which is another one of the great events. And that weekend, I think you get home that week.
I do.
And then me and Mel are going to Bentonville, Arkansas to look at some mountain bike races.
Nice.
And Santa Cruz is in there.
Ugh.
There's a lot.
That's where the Android machine is going. So if you go to our events, see if you see an Android touchscreen thing doing something.
You can have it.
if it makes it. So it's been a good year. We work with a lot of good people. It's getting to be a time of year where it's going to be hard to do podcasts because we have 3 or 4 events a weekend.
Yeah.
I hope we can keep it up, or we can figure out how to do them remotely. And then ski season starts, and How to Ski It podcast takes over. It kind of has turned into, we have like 2 seasonal podcasts.
Yeah.
Which works well.
It does.
I wish you could combine them, but cat care and skiing have like almost nothing to do with each other.
Very little overlap. I'm glad we don't have them combined because I think it just muddies both waters.
Until we start working in the broadcasting skiing space.
Oh, yeah. And then we're
which is
going to
coming.
do podcast takeovers of ourselves.
Yeah.
And something we talk about on How to Ski It
Yeah.
is how to afford ski passes. And we've talked about financing and 0% and what that can do for you. But I did just pay off my ski passes.
Oh, nice. I've got one more payment, I think.
I think I just paid mine off. So
0% on whether it's on speakers for events or, and make sure you understand the terms, because a lot of times people say 0%, but you got to pay this to get it and stuff, which isn't 0%.
Yep.
But anyway, we need to do what else do we have? Anything else? I think we
that's
kind of
it.
buzzed through those last few things.
I think, until we have more info. After we do them, we'll have more to talk about. But
come say hi at the events if you're at the events.
yeah.
And one thing I'd like to complain about that we are doing is not as much age group stuff as we used to. And I'm excited for Ironman Wisconsin next week, where it's our job is age group focused.
Yeah.
And none of these events or broadcasts that we do, I know other people like do F1, and that's not necessarily supported by age group athletes. None of the events we do would be around if it wasn't for all the everyday Joes and Joannas
100%.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
I'm excited because we have some cool stories in Wisconsin, so look forward to those videos. I can't remember what they are, but we have some cool stories that we're following, and it's Wisconsin.
And it's Wisconsin.
And we get to see Ryan Richards.
Yep.
That was my first full Ironman ever.
Nice. Yeah, that's a cool one.
I'm honestly bummed I'm not going. That's one of my favorite races. That in Chattanooga.
That's the first one I didn't go to. Like, so when I started, I went to every year. And then like 6 or 7 years in was when we started having events on the same day.
Yeah.
And my attitude has changed twice. Then I thought it was a privilege to go to the World Championship event. So I skipped Wisconsin to go to Las Vegas 3 years in a row. And then I realized going to the championship events wasn't better than Wisconsin. And now I've come full circle where I'm back to appreciating the championship events again.
That's hilarious.
I'll go to Nice if you want to
go
to Wisconsin and Schwamigan and Maryland.
Yeah, so Ryan has 3 big jobs and Marcus has 1 gigantic job. And I have like 7 medium-sized jobs. and it's different. I think Ryan's probably carrying the lion's share of travel and stuff like that. But why do you think that's fair in life?
Because there's a time when we all carry it.
Well, that's true. But he's 16.
Oh, well, yeah, that's
Not
that helps.
anymore. When I
You're
started.
basically still 16.
Whoa, we're in the same age group.
As long as
What the hell?
as long
No, we're not.
Jeez Louise.
I'm in the next age group.
as long
aged out.
as you're here, you're the age you started at. So
Yeah,
I'm the
fair.
old guy at 35.
I'm 19 or 20.
Oh,
21.
Oh, here's our AI song about getting older and how much it sucks and how awesome it is at the same time.
I built a castle out of clutter piece by piece. Books I've read, tools that never found release. Every corner's crowded, every shelf a tale. A museum of my days, but the dust prevails. The older I get, the more I own. The weight of it all, it chills my bones. The older I get, the clock runs thin. What's the use of